Alrighty, guys, we're gonna go ahead and kick off this call. This is video one inside of our overview practice series videos. And if you guys are watching this for the very first time, every single Friday we get together as a team and we're practicing live on the call some of these skills that you're gonna need to know to do an effective presentation. And the first video tonight, we're gonna be talking briefly on how to properly and effectively propose an introduction to the call. So whether that's over a Zoom call on a digital platform, or if you're in person doing a live event, you can apply these things to that. And these are just kind of bullet points that you can follow. Obviously, as you continue to master the craft and you get better with speaking and knowing your audience and things like that, you can fine tune some of these points that we're going to give you. But these are just to kind of take away and give you some guidance, give you some direction, something to maybe hang on to as you're doing this for the very first time. So I'm going to just share my screen. I wrote a couple things down. You guys can take them in your notes and we'll dive in. So this is the intro, okay? The introduction to an overview. You're going to give a presentation or there's a presentation that's going to take place and you're the one that's opening the call, okay? You're the one that's throwing it down to start. You're going to set the tone and you should write that down, okay? At the top, write intro, and I would write next to that, you are setting the tone, okay? And there's three main points that you want to make sure you are hitting during this introduction. And next week's call and the week after that, we're going to touch on the story and edification, where you transition and transfer the call to the next person that's going to be speaking. But right now, this is just the beginning part, just the intro, just you setting the tone. Okay. So you got to remember that the number one thing for this is your energy. You are bringing the energy to that call, to that event, to that meeting, whatever it is. You're the one that's setting everything up. You're preparing everybody to receive what information is going to be said during that a lot of time. And you've got to make sure you have the right energy ready to go. Okay. And I always think about these two words: excitement, okay, and enthusiasm. Excitement, I think about passion, right? Enthusiasm is you have this exuberant energy about yourself that you're bringing to the table. You have conviction, you have confidence in where you're going, and you got to be able to transfer that energy, that enthusiasm to the other person watching you on the other side of the screen, in the room, whatever the case is. You got to bring the energy. And that doesn't mean, I want to say this, that doesn't mean be loud, okay, or noisy. A lot of times we can maybe confuse high energy with being loud and noisy, and that's not necessarily the case. You can bring energy in multiple different ways. The way that I identify energy, and I've learned this from my mentors, is your passion, is your conviction. Do you believe the words that are coming out of your mouth? Okay. And if you know that you're bringing that to the table, you're gonna be an effective introductory individual to that call, to that event, presentation, whatever it is. So number one is bring the energy, high energy, enthusiasm, excitement, and passion. Okay, have that conviction, have that confidence, and I look for heart. How's your heart while you're saying these? You may not know exactly what you're saying if you're first starting off, but I want you to check your heart. Your heart is going to tell you the temperature of where you're at with the tonality, with the way that you're saying things. Because it's important of what you're saying, but it's even more important of how you're saying it. Okay, that message that you're getting across and the meaning that you're trying to display on people. So that's number one, your delivery. Okay, number two is you're going to prep the call. So the entire time you're being mindful of your energy. But the second thing that you're going to make sure that you're hitting on this call is prepping it. Okay, you got to prep the people to receive. They don't know maybe why they're here, or maybe this is the first time they're getting exposed to this way of thinking, this information. It's different, it's unfamiliar. They might have their guards up. You got to prepare them. You got to set the fertile so it's ready to receive. And so you can do this in a couple different ways. The way that I like to prep the call is just saying a few things. I open it, I'm excited. I say, hey, what's going on? My name is Abigail Poston. I'm 28 years young. I'm based out here in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm excited. I'm fired up. I'm grateful to be able to open up tonight's call for you guys. And I want to set a few things, some ground rules just before we kick things off, so that you guys are able to properly receive this information. I can prepare you to really take this information in so it makes an impact on your life to go out and apply and create the results that you're looking for. Number one, you guys can say this. Number one, have an open mind. Okay. The only way to receive anything in life is if your mind is open. Okay. You can't have a closed mind coming on this call. You might as well leave. You're not going to receive anything that we say. Okay. So number one is have an open mind. And number two, make sure you're taking notes, whether that's on your phone or you're writing it, traditional style, pen to paper. Make sure you're taking notes, because I promise you, you're probably going to hear some stuff that's different, that's unfamiliar, but that's a good thing. If you're on this call, the person that invited you, they care about you. They believe in you. They want to see you win. They see something inside of you that maybe you just don't see yet. Okay. And they want to make sure you're in front of this information so that you can see how you can go from where you're at to where you want to go in your life. Okay. So make sure you're writing this stuff down in order to get a different result in your life right now. You have big goals, you have big dreams, big aspirations. That new result is going to require a new way of thinking. And we're going to hopefully be able to give that to you guys tonight. So guys, that's how I prep the call. I'm letting them know what to maybe expect over the next few minutes, how to gain the most from this, how to really, prepare themselves. And the last thing, the third bullet point, just to intro everything. And I promise you guys, when you start to say this, you're going to say this within the first 30, 45 seconds. It's going to go by really fast. Okay. You're going to set the purpose. People got to know why they're here. They got to know why they are on this call in the first place. Okay. And the best way, if you're watching this and you're a part of, our organization, our team, our platform, our movement that we're affiliated with, then you can use what I'm about to share. Or if you're using, a different company that maybe you're a part of, or a different project, say your purpose, but you got to make sure that you're setting the purpose for the call. Because people, the number one question that they have is, what am I doing here? What's in it for me? What's going on? What's the whole point of this? That's what's going through their mind right now. So if you can put them at ease in the beginning, they're going to be able to drop their guard moving into the next few minutes and really be able to take in the information that you're trying to give them. So set the purpose. And, some of the ways that I like to do that, I just bring up, the whole purpose of this call tonight. And that's why you guys are here. The whole purpose of tonight's call is to educate you, is to give you a plan, is to show you where you can go and maybe give you some information that can change your situation. Okay. But only if you apply it. We want to equip you with the right tools so you can go out and learn the right skills that can start putting your money to work. And that's the purpose. That's what I say. Something like that, maybe take one piece or two or combine it all, and share that. Okay. Why did you get started? Share that purpose in there. But I would definitely stick to maybe something I just said. And, you can go into the fact that we were never taught how to put our money to work. I was only taught how to trade my time for money. And there's nothing wrong with just doing that or doing that. The problem is when you're only doing that, you got to start to learn how to put your money to work so you can create a sense of freedom for yourself. And also, it's kind of dangerous to only have one stream of income. So you can go into multiple ways. And as you get better, as you get more efficient with this, more familiar, because you're doing it so much, repetition, you're going to flow. You're going to find your flow. You're going to find your flavor, and you're going to be able to add that in here. So this is the intro, guys. I kind of just filtered in, exactly what you could say. You can pause, go back, and things like that. But bring the energy, have that high enthusiasm. Make sure you're checking the temperature of your heart when you're on these calls. I'm here to serve. I'm here to bring a message. I'm mission driven. I'm here to give this powerful information to the person that's on here seeking it, because you never know that one person that's here that just needs that shift, just needs that transfer of energy to light it up and go and do big things after this call. And then prepping the whole presentation as a whole, setting them up to receive. And then lastly, make sure you're giving them the purpose. That's the number one thing on their mind is, what's the point of this? Why am I here? What's in it for me? Make sure you get that out in the beginning. And I promise you, when you do this flow, it's going to be under a minute. And you're going to go into your story, which will be in the next video. And then you're going to go into edifying the next person that's speaking on the call at the event, and that'll be in a different video as well. So guys, appreciate you. Hopefully this was valuable. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.